Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you're keeping well and are looking forward to changing seasons wherever in the world you are. I had this idea to make this video when I was doing a bit of a clear out of my childhood bedroom at my parents' house, and I stumbled across a few quite sweet little things, and I'm sure I will show you more of those things. But for now, I wanted to show you this one particular thing which I thought was quite interesting and nice to look at. This was from my primary school years. So, primary school in the United Kingdom is school from ages 4 or 5 to ages 11, and it was part of a French project, and it is this lovely little house. So this is my French project. My camera focuses. It is a shoebox which has been painted white, and one of the lids, the top part of the lid, has been stuck down to allow it to open like so. This is something I've held on to for a long time because I think it is really rather special, and I wanted to show it to you. So we'll do a bit of a close-up and we can have a better look. So this house was made as part of a homework task in my French class. I think the task was to take an old shoebox and make it into a house. Simple as that. But to label parts of the house with the names in French. So you'll see throughout this video the different names, and I will attempt to pronounce them, but my French is not good. I've never been particularly good at any languages, but particularly French. I remember in my later years, my French teacher telling me after an oral exam that I had an Eastern European French accent, which I thought was quite strange. I'd never heard that before. So I'll attempt to pronounce some of the words, but I may also not attempt. So as you can see from the front, it's quite a modern house. There's lots of glass, lots of sharp lines, and a very neutral colour palette. It's quite simple. La maison for the house. La fenêtre for windows, and la porte for the door. I'm always reminded that a lot of English words come from, well, derived from French. And a lot of French words are derived from Latin, so I suppose in many ways both French and English are derived from Latin. I think that's why they're called the Romance languages. And Laporte reminds me of the word in English, obviously, port, which is the entrance to a harbour. So you can see where we got the word from. This is the front. On the side of the house, we have what I think is probably wisteria and a little hole which came with the box, which we seem to use as a window. On the back of the box it's quite plain, but you'll see the wisteria. Climbing wisteria continues around. And a tree here as well. L'arbre. It's a terrible pronunciation, but I do wonder if the word ambrosial sort of comes from that. But if we open up the house, you'll see that my dad helped me with this. He attached one side of the lid to the bottom so that it created this mechanism whereby the garden could be shown in front of the house, which I think is pretty neat. And he helped me cut a little gate in the fencing. And of course we have le jardin and le fleur. I drew some little flowers around the side here. And some fencing, some very squiggly lines that are probably done with, one of those kids' pens. But I do think it's very clever. I don't think any of the other girls in my class had thought of it like that, but I do have my artistic father to thank for that. And you'll see throughout this that he helped me a lot. A 9-year-old did not make this on her own. Whenever anything has been shoddily done, as we say in English, at least my dad uses that term, and he's from the middle of England. Anything that is shoddily done is something that I definitely did by myself. Like the flowers and the grass and this path, which is doesn't really look like gravel at all. But anyway, inside the house we of course have the living room, or le salon. And we have a plasma TV screen. I'm not sure if you can see so well. A couch and an armchair and a staircase. This is made from a material which always slightly fails me. Sort of foam, hard foam material that they use for models. My dad helped. Well, my dad probably made that himself. He encouraged me a lot to help with the gluing. And great feature walls. You'll notice every room has a feature wall, which is something my parents love in our house growing up. every room had a feature wall. I think it was a very popular thing in the 90s. In the kitchen, la cuisine with the dining area, la salle à manger. I think I said that right. We have an American style fridge. It's a gigantic fridge. We also have a little sink, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to see in there. And a hob has been drawn on. Some overhead cabinets. I'm conscious of the angles and whether you can see this or not. And a washing machine, which may seem bizarre to any non-British viewers. In the UK, it's quite common for washing machines to be in kitchens. I'm not sure the exact reason, but I imagine one of the reasons is to do with our kitchens being quite small, usually. And I think probably because our houses are usually 100, 200, 300, 400 years old. And back then, there was no such thing as a washing machine, so there was no place where it would be assigned to. So something that you often see in English or British kitchens. We have our bedroom upstairs. Remind myself of the name, Le Chambre. Any French word ending in BRE, I really have trouble pronouncing. But that's the bedroom. We have a bed, a couple of pictures on the wall. There's a sort of frog with a crown, and some woman. There's also a chest of drawers with a small TV on top. I don't condone TVs in bedrooms, but that's just me. I'm not sure why that's there. And there's a little doorway on both floors that my dad had helped me cut through to the bathroom. Again, feature wall, shoddily painted. It's a bath, shower, toilet, sink, and a little kitchen foil mirror, which is pretty cool. As I said, it's all been made from this foam material. Everything feels miniature and cute. It's a lovely little house, and I'm so glad I was able to share it with you.